Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Library of Ruina. So essentially what happened in the last video was we unlocked Gebra's floor, which I'm actually really excited to get into because Gebra is my favorite librarian in the game. But on top of that, we also kind of hit our first, let's just say, roadblock of the game, or essentially the first battle that might prove difficult for us and might take us a few tries to get past. But before we get into that, I've got some new decks to show you. So before we get into that, I have to say, we unfortunately had to get rid of both Mars's deck and Salvador's deck because to get the best out of my new Eugen and Kim's deck, we needed Sayo's combat page for the passives. And since they were taking up two of hers, I kind of just disbanded both of their decks. But anyway, let's get to it. So firstly, we got Eugen's combat page. So before I get into it, both Eugen and Kim's decks are essentially aggressive slashing decks, which I just thought would be really useful. But there are differences between the two. So with Eugen, we've got 3 to overcome crisis, which works really well with the Eugen deck, because if you see here, it says if HP is at 25% or lower, restore 1 life. Now since Eugen literally starts with like only 10% of his health every battle, pretty much to overcome crisis will always work every turn, since Eugen starts with so little health than what he normally would. So we got 3 of those, so that's pretty much good for not only drawing pages but also giving me that lad. We also got 2 riposte. You know, it's like a nice card where it gives you a block and also adds power to the dice below as well. We also got 2 flashing strikes, which is also really good for a Eugen page, because if speed is 6 or higher, which Eugen's is 8, or dice in this page gain +2 power, which is really good. We got a Moulinet. I was talking about this card in the last video and how good this card is. Pretty much just boost max roll value of the last dash by 2 on clash wins. So if you win the first 2 clashes, then instead of it being a 3-8 roll, it would become a 7-12 roll. Yeah, also another thing is, I believe with the fragile, because I believe Eugen, I believe with Eugen's passives, it's another negative. Eugen pretty much fragiles himself, so since Eugen would have fragile on himself, the fragile here means allows you to like do extra damage and stuff. But the best card in this deck, my favorite card I love to use, Boundary of Death. So pretty much you roll a 1 to 4 for damage. If you roll the max number of dice, if you roll the max number, and this is not even including the extra like powered up, like the extra power that Eugen gets from the passives we're about to show you, it adds 45 power. So literally with this card, we can do like 50 to over 50 damage if we roll the max value. Now to get into the passive abilities. Yeah, so pretty much we needed the size. So we got the battle ready, draw 2 more pages at the start of the act. I really love that ability. But we also got Dark Cloud Blade, which ups the slash dice by 1. And Razor Strike. Upon a successful slash attack, inflict bleed next scene. So pretty much we've forgone our fire stacking decks to now we're building slashing bleeding decks. Now I actually think bleed is probably a better stacking card than fire, or I should say burn. So let's see how that goes. So that's Eugen. So Eugen for me is always like a glass cannon type character. Really good, does a lot of damage, but tends to die pretty quickly. Also the fact that since he has 8 speed, he tends to get targeted a lot by enemies. Enemies kind of see him as a huge threat and tend to target him quite a bit. Alright, so that was him, and now we've got Kim's page. So Kim's page is also a slashing deck, but it's slightly different. So we got Draw of the Sword, which restores Lat. So that's pretty good. We got 2 of them. We got 3 Flash of Cernups. We do want to inflict that burn with this deck. So that's why we've kept the Flash of Cernups in there. We also got Sharpened Blade, which is a card that I really like. So at combat start, boost slash dice power by 2 for this scene. Also, you can inflict bleed as well, which is also really good. And then we got probably like the powerful Moulinet for Bamboo Kim. And this is pretty much where like he does loads, where loads of damage come in. So as for his passives, so we got Battle Ready and Dark Cloud Blade. So you pretty much already know what they do from Eugen's page. But we also got Slashing Stagger Damage +2. So that's also a bit helpful. So the thing I love about Bamboo-Hatted Kim is he has Unrelenting. You also know what Unrelenting is. Pretty much like if you take a fatal hit, he will not die for the turn. So yeah, and then the third character I have is Olga, pretty much unchanged. I just really love Olga for her drawing power and her ability to constantly like get up her light and her drawing power pretty quickly. So we are about to head into Gebra's abnormality again. I don't know how this is going to go. So no need to explain it this time since I already explained how this works in the last video. So let's just get into it. Let's hope we can pull this off. Alright, so yeah, so with should I do Daring Decisions or 2 Gambles? Nah, we're actually Nah, we're gonna do Daring Decisions. I think the positives of Daring Decisions kind of outweigh using 2 combat pages. Okay, okay. We're going to use Moulinets along with a Draw of the Sword. And then for Eugen, probably going to use a Flashing Strike along with to overcome Crisis. Because we want to end up using that Boundary of Death as much as possible. So here we go. That's not too bad. We're inflicting that bleed, which is good. We're stacking that bleed half. Bleed, Wolf! Bleed like your life depends on it. Alright. Alright, so we have 2. So I'm probably going to use 2 Flash of Slumps. Or Flash of Cernups. So we can start adding burn to the list. Probably use another Flash with to overcome Crisis. And we're going to use another Daring Decisions. Alright, there we go. Yeah, we've also fragiled him, which is good. There we go, we got the burn on. We want to inflict as many things as possible. Alright. Oh, crap. Well, the good news is that it's not the really bad one. Alright, so we're gonna use Boundary of Death now. And hope we get that plus 45 power. Along with another to overcome crisis. Alright, we're gonna hit him with the Mullinets and the Flash of Cerna. And finally, we can now do the double and Fierce Onslaught. There we go. Oh wow, thank God he got a terrible roll then. Because Eugen only rolled a 4, but thank God it was the same as the other guy. 50! We rolled it! We rolled it at that 45 power! Stupid ass wolf. I can't believe we got it first turn. Oh, I love that move so much. Ah, come on. We're doing really well. We've got him down to 218, which is really good. Oh, great. Yeah, so this is where we're about to be. Okay. So good news is the Little Red Riding Hood is not doing his. Alright. So we're going to use the Mullinets. Do we want to do a repost? Yeah, I think we're going to do repost to add to the damage there. And then Flash of Cernip along with Draw the Sword. And we're going to do Fierce Onslaught again. So we also have to be mindful. We cannot be the one to kill him. So, alright. Okay. Well, that's not too bad. Only one of us got hit by the Howl. Alright, we're doing some great damage here. I think what we want, personally, is we actually want to get him staggered. While he only has like a little bit of health. We also have to be mindful of Little Red Riding Hood, like. Okay, this is not good. We're gonna be hit by a lot of things here. So we're gonna repost and to overcome crisis. We're gonna hit that Flash of Cernip. And what's annoying is the bullet shower is annoying. Alright, there we go. Okay, we avoided the Howl, which is good. Okay. We're still in it. Come on. There we go, yes. Don't die on me, Little Red Riding Hood, please. There we go. Okay. So now we need to be careful here. Okay. Oh. So I need to figure out how to do this without killing the wolf. Okay. I'm gonna hit him with the Flashing Shrek and overcome crisis. I'm not gonna hit him with Muller. I'm gonna use 2 Flash of Cernips and 2 Fierce Onslaughts. We want to get him into staggered mode without him actually dying. And I've done that to pretty much defend. Okay, please don't down me. Okay, we got staggered, which might actually turn out to be a blessing. Oh, come on. Okay. He's again doing the howling. Alright, this should be good. Alright. Mount. No! Damn it! Okay, so pretty much now, this is what happens. This is what... Oh, crap. Okay. This is what happens when you kill the wolf. Alright, here we go. We've got him in the staggered mode. Oh, God. Okay, there we go. No! Oh, my God. Full health. Full health. Full health. Okay. Okay. I think we got him. He's in staggered. He has no more health. Finish him off. Finish him off, please. There we go. We got him. Please don't kill me in the process. I survived. There we go. That's how it's done. Oh, man. Now, you might think, oh, how many turns did it actually take you? Honestly, this was actually my second go at it, so... I will probably cut it, like, most of that second fight out since... it's like a really drawn-out battle, but... Yeah, pretty much what you want to have happen is to try to get him into staggered while he still has health, and then just do nothing and just let the little Red Riding Hood whoop his ass.
適当に置いとけ。順番に見ていくから。
You better be happy to see me, Gabriel. You don't know what I had to go through to come see you.
赤い霧様、この前は私めが無知なゆえ大変失礼申し上げました。
そうごまをするな。どうせここじゃ、お前も私も同じ立場だ。
ところで、本当に赤い霧なのか？その名声だけは飽きるほど聞いてきたよ。活動区域が全く違うせいで見たことがないんだ。
信じるも信じないも好きにしろ。赤い霧かどうかなんてただの殻に過ぎないから。
いや、まあ信じられないってわけじゃなくて、赤い霧と一緒にいるって実感が湧かなくて。
私は最初の人生で仲間を守って死んだ。
外角の研究室で？
ああ。そして再び目覚めて、昔の記憶があやふやなままロボトミーで働いたわけだ。お前はどこで活動してたんだ？
俺は都市の東部。
私は西部だった。それなら会うような用もない。
That's a shame. We could have made a badass duo.
赤い霧の伝説で気になることが一つあるのですが、質問よろしいでしょうか？
なんだ？
単身で人差し指の代行者5人を片付けたって話でございます。
What? 5 proxies of the index alone?
人差し指。久々に聞くな。クソみたいな記憶。正確には
And 3 messengers. Aren't the proxies like the... I'm guessing proxies are like generals. And the messengers are whatever Yan was.
さすがです。確認のために伝令の話はしなかったのに正確だな。
外は10年経ったって言ったか。
So it's been 10 years.
都市と裏路地は相変わらずだろ。
金のない奴ら同士殺し合い奪い合い、いつどうやって殺されるかもわからないまま生きていくって話のことか？
くそ。相変わらずだな。
当たり前だ。10年前も今も方法は変わったにしろ本質は同じだ。
私はそれを変えたくて、あんなクソみたいなことやってきたのに何も変わってないとか。
それでも裏路地ごとにハムハムパンパンってサンドイッチ
The new sandwich franchise that we never got to go to since we were transported here right beforehand. The ham pang pang. We will visit that sandwich shop one day.
お前が誘拐されて食えなかったスペシャルサンドイッチを売ってるって店か？
そうだ。今でも心残りなんだよ。
マシになったことがある
I
って
wonder if
分かっただけ
Ham
で
Ham
も
Pang Pang is where the guy turned into a sandwich monster. Am I gonna be served by a literal sandwich? Who knows?
私は裏路地が嫌いだ。そこで生まれて何とかして生き残ってきた私から言わせてもらうと。
何区の出身だったんだ
？23区。
23?
おっしゃる通りでございます。
Isn't that the cannibal district? Where like cannibals are everywhere?
昔のことを思い出すと気分が悪くなるな。ネザクに酒でも借りに行くか。
Hey, you don't need to go to Netzach for some booze. I'm sure we have some around here somewhere.
持ってきた本は勝手に整理しておくから出ていけ。
そうだな。今は話せるような状況じゃないみたいだな。
ああ、この本は
俺の仕事だし、まあ。それともう一つだけ。
今度はなんだ？
ネザクに酒を借りに行くってやつ、俺も混ざってる。
Hey, another one's joined the booze gang.
好きにしろ。
I think I called us the booze bros, but if Gabriel's joining, we can't call us that anymore. Alright, so pretty much we're just gonna go and re-equip all of our pages back to Netzax. And the fourth one is Olga. There we go. Now with that out of the way, let's just head to do some more. Let's see what the next invitation is going to be like.
お楽しみいただけましたでしょうか。辛い人生の終わりを思いっきり笑っていただけたのなら幸せに眠れるでしょうね。もしかしてご存知ですか？ショーを毎回ご愛聴なさっている皆様に直接講演会場にお越しいただけるチャンスが。共にこの公演に立てるならとても嬉しいでしょうね。我々は明日もこの時間に笑いをお届けしに参ります。皆様、頭に釘を刺して花開く夜をお過ごしくださいませ。
Who the hell was that?
まだ気にしてるの？課長さんが言ったこと。
当たり前だろ。もうこんな管理職なんかほんとうんざりだよ。
どうしようもないよ。失敗したのは僕らの方だし。
でもよく考えてみろ。あの数多くの画面の中でたった一つ、ほんと隅っこにあった監視カメラの画面、その中でも一番端っこの暗闇の隅で起きたことだって。俺たちがそれを全部この両目で追いかけるのは無理だろう。
だからこんな場所まで散歩しようって言ったの？
まあ、頭の中を整理するついでに。それに俺たちの部署で喫煙者はお前しかいないだろ。
そして道に迷ったって？
痛いところつくな。
話そらしても5年も友達やってれば全部わかるだろ。いい方向に考えようよ。歩いていけば道に出るだろうし、あとこんな開けた場所に来るのも久しぶりだし。
目の前に広がるのは木ばっかだけどな。
誰のせいで道に迷ったと思ってるの？
はい、すみませんでした。一体なんだよ。ちゃんと散歩道を歩いてたのに、今はまともな道ですらないし。
I'm not gonna lie, this feels like the start of a horror scene. You know, you get like the spooky guy in the beginning, and then it's like, two random strangers just happen to be walking around in the woods in the dead of night.
夜だから暗いでしょ。道を見間違えて進んだのかもしれないよ。
And they're lost.
知るか。1時間後に定期点検の時間も終わるのに。 帝国通り復帰できなくなったな。
せいぜい切られるくらいでしょ
冗談でもそんなこと言うな。
Well, to be honest, getting fired
ここで首が
sounds
飛んでも金の心配はしなくていいか
pretty
もしれないけど。
reasonable if
それは
the
違
other
うんだ。
option is death by random stranger.
いや、さっき課長の野郎の剣幕見たよな。あの程度で怒ってるなら、もう解雇するための書類を用意してるかもな。俺の席なんかもうないかもしれないし。
なんなら僕に言ってよ。君の夢が叶えられるよう手伝ってあげるって言ったでしょ。君はそんな画面を穴が開くほど見つめることよりもっと上手なことがあるよ。才能が。
はいはい、涙が出そうなくらい嬉しいけど、金持ちのお人形遊びには付き合いたくないですね。あと夢を捨てたのはもうとっく。おい、なんだよ急に立ち止まって。
I do kind of find it funny how his tag is corporate drone. That's hilarious.
ノア、あそこのあれテントみたいだよね。
あ？
A tent?
そうだな。山の中まで誰かがキャンプでもやりに来たのか？
Jason Voorhees, are you around? He seems to have a habit of wandering near tents.
それなら人がいるかもしれないね。行ってみようよ。
なんか不安だな。本当に行くのか？
わかんないでしょ。親切に道を案内してくれるかもしれないし。うわー、すっごく広いね。ちょっとボロいけど遠くで見た時よりずっとすごいや。
本で見たことあるんだけど、なんだっけ？
あら、お客様でしょうか。
What
ショ
the
ーは
hell is
先
that?
ほど終わったばかりなのですけどね。
If I saw something like that, I would immediately run the other way. What am I even looking at? He's totally killed a person or two in his lifetime.
うわあんた、なんだよ。
ああ、ここのオーナーでしたらごめんなさい。道を尋ねられる人がいないかと思って来たんです。
これは困ったことになりましたね。そんなことは気にしないでください。ここは生臭い都市の人に
The
笑いをお届けする
8
8時のサーカスでございます。ご挨拶は飛ばしましょう。私の名前はそこまで大事ではないですよね。
Yeah, I feel. Aren't you two guys, you know, thinking that something is strange about there being a circus in the middle of the woods at night? That goes, I feel like, completely against everything you should know about circus tents.
名前を明かして自己紹介をする古
The
臭い
only
時
type of
代は
circuses that run at night in the
とっても昔に過ぎ去りま
woods
したから
are
ね。
killer ones.
お互いの手首の匂いでも嗅いでみましょうか。
I mean, come on, he already wants to sniff you. He wants to see if you taste it.
お断りします。エマ、どうもここ変だよ。早く出よう。
あれまあ、私がそんなに怖かったんですかね。ご心配なさらずとも。こう見えてもみんなの下にレモンをこすりつけたがっているただの道化師ですから。
What you just said is still sounding creepy as hell.
そしてあの方は興味があるみたいですね。
ああ、見てよノア。暗いけど不思議なものでいっぱいだよ。巨大なボールにいろんな楽器。ライオンとゾウもいるね。あと
本当だ。サーカスを見るのは初めてだよ。こんなサーカスはとうの昔に消えたって本で読んだのに。
Shouldn't this sentence ring alarm bells for you two? If circuses are extinct,
お望みなら特別に現場で学習できるチャンスを与えましょう。ちょうど私もひどく寂しかったんですよ。
最後までわけのわかんないこと言いやがって。
ノア、日が暮れて道も見えなくなって。
もういいよ。俺はどうせクビになるんだし、あとはお前が責任取れよ。
言うね。
素晴らしい友情ですね。ではゆっくりお入りください。ああ、足元にご注意を。腹を空かせた鼻がガブッと噛むかもしれないので。
花が何を噛むんだ？
この子はライオンさんです。ここで一番の力自慢なんですよ。見た目は冷たくて鋭く見えますけど、中身はまるで毛皮をかぶせたかのように暖かくて柔らかいライオンですよ。実際ライオンさんのお腹の中を利用した評価は結構点数が高いんですよ。
はあ、このライオンは牙がすごく丸っこくて鈍いな。
何言ってるんだノア。どう見ても刺さったら血が流れるくらいには鋭い牙なのに。
暗くて空目したのかもしれないし、別に入りたいとは思わないけど。
ゾウさん、団員の中で一番大きな音を出せるんです。ほんと開けてもくれても歌を歌うのが好きなせいで、口に飴を加えさせとくしかなかったんですよ。
Wait a minute, I just remembered something. Didn't, what was it, no, it was Oscars. Didn't Oscars fix their association right before they came to us? Pretty much said that they were in a massive battle with the 8 o'clock circus. And that's where Pamela, one of them, body got destroyed. And that's where they had to, like, get that clone insurance. I'm pretty sure that was the 8 o'clock circus they were talking about. Where they were in, like, a massive battle with them.
騒音問題で通報されたくはないですからね。
So whatever's going on here, it must be very bad news.
こんな偏僻なところに通報する人なんて
バカなことをアリさんが聞いたら寂しがりますよ。この下には巨大なアリの巣があるんです。それ以外にも人魚さん、六角とんがり帽子さん、刃さんなどなど
What the hell? What a hexagonal cone hat? Mr. Naff.
特に人魚さんは海を怖がって我々の団員になったんです。
I doubt they have a literal actual
幸い
mermaid.
だと思ってるんですよね。
普通の人魚は海や水の中にいるって聞いたんだけど。
その頭はお飾りなんですか？常識中の常識でしょうに。海にいれば魚の餌になりやすいってことご存じないんですか？
だから人魚は魚。
たわけ！本来魚は魚を食べて生きるんですよ。
This guy isn't an imbecile who thinks a manatee is a mermaid, is it? Because I remember I saw this skit once upon a time where they said, here's this mermaid, and it was like a manatee in a wig. And it was like one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen in my life. It was a very funny skit though.
こんなに興奮なんてしてらしくないですね。どこまで話しましたっけ？
レモンの道化師さん、こんなかっこいい団員さんは初めてですよ。何かが特別なんです。僕の心の中に何か残る感じがします。
まさかこのイカれた場所が気に入ってるってふざけたことでも言うつもりか？
そんな寂しいこと言わないでよノア。こんな幻想的な場所だよ。そしてこのご時世で世界に笑いを届けられるって言ってたよね。サーカス僕も見てみたいな。
And this guy just signed his death warrant.
別にこんなイカれた場所残るなら一人で残ってろ。
こんな機会めったにないのに。
我々と共に行くお考えはないのでしょうか？
はい？いや、ただショーが見たいだけです。
それは本当に残念ですね。みんな私の言動を理解してくれず。
Maybe because you are very crazy and insane, Oswald.
そんな私のそばにいてくれたのは 私の秘密の友達だけでした。貝殻の中のチェリービーンズを取り出して食べる人魚、背が高すぎて空の雲を飲んで暮らすハムスター。
Alright, I feel like this is starting to become the circus of the odd curiosities.
そんな。
人々に笑いを届けるため毎日必死で努力してた私に、お前の心意気をけなげに思う、願いを叶えてやると太陽さんがささやいてくれたんです。まさに私の秘密の友達とはしゃいで遊べるようにしてあげるという頭がはじけそうな願いでした。そして私は今のサーカスの団員たちと楽しくショーをやりながら夢の
幸せ、夢。
そんな我々に心惹かれるのは当たり前ですよ。理解できないわけではありません。
本当にサーカスを一緒にやれば幸せになれるのか？
当然です。一瞬一秒がきっとヒリヒリする胡椒の味でいっぱいになるでしょう。
どうせ今回のミスで J 社からもクビになるだろうし、裏路地に逆戻りするのも嫌だし、なんとかクビにならずに済んでもあの地獄みたいな場所に戻りたくはない。俺はただもっと高い場所で世界と空を眺めたかっただけなんだ。どうせ俺の夢なんか底辺にいる以上叶えられないってことは誰よりも分かってるんだ。精一杯あがいて登ってきた場所で飽きるほど画面を見つめてたらこうだ。
ノア、僕が手伝えることなら。
はあほんと最後まで俺のことバカにするんだな。いつも金で解決するって言ったよな。そもそもどうして楽な人生手放してまで俺のことを追いかけてこんなクソな部署に来たんだ。いや、なんでもない。そこのピエロ、俺を団員にしてくれ。
ありゃりゃ、雰囲気が悪いみたいですね。そんな悪い涙の友達と一緒にいたら我々の団員にはなれませんよ。そうだ、私がひどい友達と別れの挨拶ができるようにお手伝いしますよ。さあ、それじゃあ。お、ようやく目を覚まされましたね。いつまで経っても起きなかったので、鼻の先にフライドチキンでも置いた方がいいかと心配しましたよ。
What happened? What did he do?
世界が多すぎる。なんだ、頭がクラクラするくらい多いんだよ。
心配しないでください。もうじき慣れますから。
What's going on? I don't understand.
観察力が高く好奇心旺盛なあなたに、そして誰よりも様々な世界を高い場所から眺めたかったあなたに、床の梁から天井の雲まで焦点が合わせられるようにしました。入団プレゼントですよ。
そんなバカなことが。
Alright, have some answers.
今はどこだよ。
What did you do to them?
心配しないで、ノア。君がどこにいるのかは分からなくても、ずっとそばに、やっと物質でじゃなくて僕として君を手伝えるようになったんだ。
Did Oswald just turn them into, what is this? Circus performers? Noah's become like a it's like a ventriloquist act. Wait a minute. Is this the distortion phenomenon that we just happened to see earlier with Philip? Oswald did mention that he was at his lowest point and that everyone left him because he was a crazy ass clown, and that Miss Sun gave him the power to, I guess, get more friends and revive the circus. Was the Miss Sun that he was talking about the distortion phenomenon? Oh, not the distortion phenomenon, what was it, the white nights and dark days. remember the light, the half-hearted light that went out for like 3 days. If the light was bright enough, I could totally see someone as dim-witted as Oswald think that was the sun. And remember, that light is what causes the social phenomenon in the first place. So does that mean that that light actually gave him the power to distort other people? That is a crazy ability if true. I don't think it's as simple as him just be like, yeah, I'm gonna distort you now. It's probably a situation where he's gotta like break down people's mental walls before he can like activate it and just worm his way into their heads. But that is wild.
僕は君の言う通り、温室で育ったから知ってることが少ないんだ。
Well, I guess they're happy. What the hell is that? Is that Mr. Elephant? He is ugly.
目に入れてもそのまま流れ出るだけ。僕が君を高めてあげる。君は高い場所でもっと多くのものを目に入れられるようになるんだ。
プレゼントがお気に召したようでよかったです。ただ、お二方に一つお願いがあります。
なんだ？
実はこの前悪者が我々のサーカステントに
Yes, I was right. That was Oscar's crew.
私の友達をみんな食べてしまったんです。かわいそうなカバさんにクマ
Miss
さん。
Hippo and Mr. Ball.
私は悲しみのあまり口元がソーセージ3つ分は下がっていたんです。そしてあの人たちのせいで私の大きくて立派な宮殿が崩れてしまったんですよ。
それはひどいですね。誰がそんなことをしたんですか？
彼らが誰かは重要ではありません。重要なのはその人たちが図書館という場所に向かったということ
Oh,
です。
great. Looks like we're about to get some circus performer guests.
私と団員たちのファンタスティックなサーカスはこれまで失敗したことはなかったのになぜか私は知りたいんです。どうしてダメだ。どうしてあの方々は花開かなかったのかが気に
Oh, I
な
don't
ります。
know, Oswald. Maybe it was because you were trying to kill them. Maybe that's why they weren't happy.
彼らの本を読むことができればそんな人たちを塩でも寄せ集めるようにまとめて楽しませられる。
不安だけど、その方法が書かれているなら、より一層盛大なサーカスを開けるだろうな。
本当に入っても大丈夫かな？
なんてこんな優しいんでしょうか。やはり私の目に狂いはなかったよ。無事に帰ってきたらパーティーでも開きませんとね。雲を一かけらぷかぷか浮かべた海のカクテルと獅子のたてがみのピリ辛揚げはほんと絶品なんですよ。
Lion's Mane chili fries. I don't. That's either gonna be like the tastiest fries in the world or the most disgusting fries in the world. No in between.
楽しみだな。エマ、行くか？
君が望むなら。
That ain't no bloody mermaid. I tell you that much. I knew it. It's a damn. Well, I don't even think it's a manatee. It looks like it's got the head of like an anglerfish fish, because you got like the bulb coming off the top with the light. I don't even know how to describe that. I'm just gonna call him Fish Head.
準備するものが増えましたね。とりあえずお二方のために歯が折れるほどのごちそうを用意しないといけませんね。サーカスを共にする団員の方も募集して人魚さんの鱗を研ぐ練習に、あとあら誰ですか？急に入ってくる無礼な方は。
Philip, what the hell are you doing here?
ここはどこだ？
Is this where he ran off to after we whooped his ass for a second time? Hell, not even a second time, a third time. We whooped him 2 times in 1 act.
確か僕は図書館の中で戦っていたのに。
まさか新しい道化師さんですか？あるいは我々のショーが見たくて？
You know, I should feel bad for Philip's misfortune to just happen to end up here, but honestly, I don't. He should already be a book by now, but he's got them coward genes.
いや、僕は。
細かいことはいいんです。道化師さんのために小さな講演をするのくらい赤子の手をひねりつつ朝飯前にお茶の子食べるようなものですから。ここは8時のサーカス。花の匂い袋をなくした都市の人々に最高の匂いを味わっていただく場所ですよ。
は？8時の
Rip,
サ
Philip,
ーカス。
rip.
オスカーがフィリップをどこに送ったかと思ったんだが、よりによってあんな場所に落ちたのか。あのイカれた道化師がまた何をやらかすのか気になるな。もうちょっと見せてくれたっていいのに、いいところで切れちゃったか。
今回やってくるゲストじゃないから大事じゃないでしょ。招待状は必要な部分だけを見せてくれるから、あんまり文句は言わないで。
一理あるな。それはそうとして、背の高いやつと目が4つあるやつとか、どっちも目を引くけど正常ではないな。
助けがないと高みに立てない人、よくわからないな。
Yeah, it seems like some sort of symbiotic relationship.
まあ金持ちのボンボンじゃないんだし、どうしようもないだろ。いくら才能があると言っても金で支えてやらなければ意味がないんだ。
努力だけじゃ認められないって言いたいの？
本当についてるごく少数を除けばそういう場合が多いな。
じゃああなたの言う通りならお金をもらえれば幸せになれるってことじゃない。喜ぶどころかかえって怒っていたけど。
それは人それぞれだな。最後まで残ったプライドかもしれないし、金目当てで友達になるって話も聞くし、寂しい気分になったりもするんだ。助けるためにお金をあげるってのは嬉しいことだけど、悔しさと同時にバカにされてるような気分になったりもするし。
悔しいって何が？
相手はこんな快く渡してくれるお金なのに、自分はせいぜいその程度のお金で全てを諦めたということ。その上その人生に自分の友達まで巻き込んでしまったら苦しいだろう。
相手は助ける方法があまり分かってなかったんじゃないのかしら。
何がどうあれ、聞き手がそう受け取ったらそうなるんだ。
そうなのね。
それにしてもあいつらはあんなざまになっても叶えたいくらい切実な願いだったみたいだな。世界は広くて変なやつは多いな。逃げ場を探すのも理解できないわけじゃないけど、
Just get this over with.
あの華やかな
I
服の中に
hate
隠されてる
circuses.
ひどい体を想像するだけで吐き気がするな。
余計な好奇心はしまっておく方がいいわ。今は接待に集中しなさい。
僕まともに歩けてるの？図書館に着くにはまだ遠いのかな？
いや、目の前だよ。念のためにゆっくり歩いて。怪物がうじゃうじゃいるって聞いたけど、思ってたより静かで小ざっぱりしてるな。
僕たちのサーカスほどじゃないけど、きっと大きくてかっこいいところだと思うな。天井が感じられないんだ。
歓迎いたします、ゲストのお方。
Oh wow, I didn't realize how tall they were.
私は図書館の館長兼司書アンジェラと申します。
お初にお目にかかります。
そんな大声出さずともよく聞こえます。
あの人お前のすぐ下にいるんだよ。あとすぐ横で聞かないといけない俺のことも少しは。
背が高くなれば小さい人に僕の声がうまく届かないかと思って。
You're only like slightly tall. You're not Godzilla, buddy.
アンジェラ、今回本を無事に得ることができたら、
きっと本にはより多くの人が幸せになる方法が書かれているから、今は冷たい目線でこっちを睨んできてる君も笑わせることができるだろう。
Yeah, I think she kind of likes that cold stare.
必ず幸せにしてあげますから。
待っていてください。
はい。お言葉はありがたく賜ります。どうかあなたの本が見つかり
Even
ます
she
ね
is stunned. She's like, she doesn't even know how to feel about this guest. Alright, here we go. So, what's my thoughts on this guest? So for starters, you can pretty much go with either the, you know, like, either like your normal deck or the firing squad. I personally love to go with the firing squad because I just find it easier. So this battle is annoying. Okay, so what you're gonna want to do is yeah, so what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to target all the animals. Oh. So pretty much like, so I kind of have a preference, like, the animals that I really want to get rid of are definitely the lion and the elephant. They're probably like the most annoying of the animals. Like, the monkey, in my honest opinion, is not too bad. Yeah. So pretty much what you want to do is you've got to stagger. You want to stagger, Emma and Noah in the first turn. That is a must. Because then it opens up the second turn, which I'll explain when we get to it. Alright, there we go. Alright, we staggered him. That's good. Now the animals themselves aren't too bad. I think the lions and the elephant are probably the worst of the animals. Like, just as long as you don't leave them alone completely, they're not too bad. Alright, so now we're opening up. Okay, so now we're opening up the second act. So here. So this is why you needed to stagger Emma first turn. Because when you stagger them, Noah pretty much becomes... So to get access to attacking Noah, you need to stagger Emma. Now what you want to do is you pretty much just want to mostly target Noah. You need to kill Noah this turn. I'll do a HQCC for the elephant to get rid of the elephant. Yeah. You just want to, like... You also want to get rid of the animals as well, but... You only want to, like... for the most part, you want to target Noah. You need to kill Noah this turn, otherwise it becomes really difficult to beat. Emma. The reason being is because if you don't defeat Noah this turn... Yeah, if you don't defeat Noah this turn, they end up rejoining together. And you pretty much have to stagger him again. Stagger Emma again. To pretty much get Noah. Like, you can't defeat Emma without defeating Noah first. Now that Noah is down, Emma pretty much becomes pretty simple. Like, obviously, his attacks are still pretty lethal, but... But pretty much with Noah's... See, the reason why you wanted to defeat Noah is because with Noah down, everything becomes fatal. if you try to I guess go after Emma without defeating Noah, this is pretty much an impossible fact. So you need to get rid of Noah first. Once you take out Noah, the fight becomes pretty simple. This is why I prefer going into this battle with the firing squad, because the firing squad's strength is the ability to take out enemies like quickly, and so that's why I went in. And then we've staggered him, and so we should be able to defeat him now. You can probably like do this fight without a firing squad. It's just like, you just probably need to strategize more with like who you take on. There we go. And we got him. And that's all she wrote.
正直あの背が高いやつが入ってきた時、図書館の入り口が崩れるかと思ったよ。それにしてもこの人たちをあんな風に作り変えたやつ、やっぱり青い残響の一味と関係があるのか。
そう判断するには早すぎるが、今まで見た青い残響に関連した奴らとはここに人を送ってくる目的が違うように思われるわ。でも人間ではない他の何かがいるのは確実よ。もしかしたら彼らと似た存在かもしれないわね。
どっちにしろまともじゃないのは同じだけどな。
Alright, we got no abnormalities, so we're just gonna continue on to... Oh, actually, before I do that, I do want to... burn... Oh no. I don't think we ended up getting the Book of Noah. I really hope we don't need the Book of Noah for the future. Because then we're gonna have to do that battle again. Yeah, so Emma's book actually provides some really good cards. Like juggling's really good. Sharp Nails is great and I might end up actually using it for maybe a deck in the future. Who knows? Alright, so now that's done with, let's do the final invitation of row 1.
ご機嫌いかがだろうか、一等席の方。ここに乗るためには巣の基準で2ヶ月分の月収が必要だとか。
So we're back in the train. So this time we're actually getting to see what Jihon was doing while the lady was making some pretty disturbing imagery.
裏路地の人は安く手に入ったところで1年はぶっ通して働かないとダメだろうな。俺はワープ列車のことが昔から本当に気になってたんだ。
Warp trains.
たったの10秒で到着するのにどうして上等な客室が必要か。
So he's in the first class section. Yeah, what is the point of first class when it's a 10-second trip?
それでも金っていいものだな。こんなぐっすり眠っていられるだなんて。
Hold up. Are they in like... They almost look like they're in like stasis pods.
後ろの車両じゃ気が狂いそうな時間を耐え抜くため自分の体を引き裂きえぐり出して苦痛で耐えようとしている人も。
goodness.
俺も本当に気になってたんだ。得意点が一体どういう技術なら停留場さえあれば10秒で到着することができるのか。
Are you...
ここでざっと2000年くらい時間が腐りきってく様子を見て大体分かったよ。俺 俺はどうしてまともかって？
Wait, hold up a second. Are you telling me... So there's like... Okay, hold up. We just learned a lot of information here. For starters, I think it's pretty much been confirmed that there was no malfunction. And this is how the warp trains actually go. It's not a 10-second rad. It's a 2,000-year rad. And this guy is now in the first class, where people seem to be in some sort of stasis pods. I'm going to assume what's going on here, because why would you have a first class section in a 10-second train ride? Unless it's not a 10-second train ride, it's a 2,000-year train ride, and the first class section are for people to essentially cryo themselves or send themselves into stasis so they don't have to experience the 2,000 years of waiting while the train finally decides to pull up to the station. They can pretty much bypass all of that crazy shit because they literally like froze themselves in time. So for them, this train ride would literally actually be 10 seconds. When in actuality, it's 2,000 years and everyone in the economy class are going insane and butchering each other. I mean, look at this shit. Look at this. While they're enjoying a peaceful slumber, this crap is happening.
まあ、それは団員のおかげだろうな。あの意地汚いエラナのやつと俺にとっては。
So they've only been a part of this ride for a week. I wondered how. So they must have some sort of like where they can like turn off their conscience or consciousness for a long time. Because okay, so now it makes sense as to why they didn't go crazy.
プルート曰く意識を必要な時だけ乖離して
Stasis and unfrozen only when needed.
魔法だのなんだの言われたって信じないとな。どうこう言ったところで今は仲間だから。何はともあれ、ここにいる奴らは本当にかわいそうだ。到着すれば苦痛の中であがいてた何千年もの時間は記憶から消え、現状保存手順を経て何事もなかったように日常に
Yeah, that
戻っ
part
ていく。
still needs to explain. How the hell hasn't there been mass panic as soon as they open the doors and see blood all over the place? Because from what it's been explained, it seems like this hasn't been the first time this has happened. And yet there's no panic. They must have a pretty crazy cleanup crew.
いやー、さすがワープ列車だ。高くてもこんな早く着くだなんて。世の中ほんと便利になったな。どこにでも一瞬で行けるじゃないか。
If warp trains actually existed, I would never trust them. Why would I want to get anywhere in 10 seconds? When I can literally, you know, take the scenic route and actually enjoy life and, you know, nature and all that.
なんてことを言って、ここで経た時刻映像をすっかり忘れて、再び都市の日常に溶け込むんだろう。
Now, if it was a situation where warp trains are the only type of trains that exist, and to get somewhere I really need to go, I needed to take a warp train. It's either take a warp train or not get to where I need to go at all. I would probably then take the warp train, which would then be on my undoing, because then I'd probably turn into that guy.
友達や家族の間にも長い時間が流れ、朦朧としてお互いを必死に殺そうとした。本人の自我なんてすでに遠い昔に埋もれたのに、それを全て忘れさせてくれるだなんて。得意点というものはどれも本当にムカつくし、同じだな。
Yeah, so it seems like with singularities are like really crazy technology, but it seems like with all of them, there's always at least like some sort of crazy drawback. Like for example, the singularity with the library. We can create light and like ego and like manifest ego and power. And we can pretty much like create like light energy at the cost of literally having to repeat cycles upon cycles of pain and suffering.
しかもお前らみたいに金があるやつはそれすらも怖かったみたいだな。何千年もの間こんな安全な場所で安らかに眠っているだなんて。
I have a feeling he's about to mess up the first class passengers in some way.
どういったいきさつかは
He's
わから
like,
ないが、
just because you guys are in first class doesn't mean you ain't gonna experience pain and suffering like the other crew have.
できれば一等席に乗れって。あるいはワープ列車の真実を知ってるやつがいるのか？
So it seems like the people in first class knew the truth behind this train. So they get on first class so they don't have to deal with it. To think though, you know of the dangers of the warp train, yet you still actively decide to get on it.
それはそれで皮肉だな。こんな状況になるって知った上で乗ったってことじゃないか。ああ、この列車が故障したって考えているバカどもがいるみたいだな。壊れていない、正常に作動している。
Yeah, so pretty much it's as intended. It's how the singularity works. So it's like, so the singularity does not warp you in 10 seconds. It warps you into a different dimension, takes a very slow detour of 2,000 years, and then warps you back. But I'm guessing there's like time distortion in the other dimension. And so, even though it's been 2,000 years in the other dimension, in the real world it's only been 10 seconds.
ここまで来れば大体わかるだろう。全くの別の時空間軸で数千年さまよって現実に戻ってくるから。
But what's even crazier is Roland has said he's used the warp train a few times. So that means we've been in, well, Roland has been in a situation or two like this.
じゃじゃーん、10秒後だ。長い時を漂流する代わりに現実ではきっかり10秒。忙しい時はこれ以上にいい手段もないだろうな。自分が本当に住んでいるのはどこなんだろうか。30年余り生きてきた世界と数千年閉じ込められて生きた世界。記憶を失って昔に戻ればそれは祝福だろうか、呪いだろうか。知ったことか。それよりも俺が一番気になってるのはこれだ。厚かましくも置いてあるこの T 社のマークがこれ見よがしに埋め込まれた箱。
What is this? T-Court's logo.
どうしてこれが埋め込まれるのかって思ったんだ。
What is that?
少し頭を働かせれば大体想像がつくな。
どこに向かってブツブツ独り言を言ってるの？
悪い口癖だ。
Her smile is gone.
もちろんこの向こうで俺たちを見ている覗き見趣味の方々にだ。
Oh crap. Do they know we're watching? But how?
ああ、そうだ。そういう計画だっけ？
How do they know?
1週間もこんな場所にぶち込まれたせいか、うっかりしちゃった。
それにしても名演技だったな。俳優志望だったのか？
そうかもね。とにかくさっさと仕上げて。
情のないやつだな。ブルートが被せてくれたこの姿も残り時間がもうわずか。
Pluto. So I believe Pluto is the skeleton. So these guys are working for the blue reverberation, I'm assuming?
じゃあそろそろ始めてみようか、成金ども。あの後ろのまだ庶民寄りのやつらに悪い感情は持っていないけど。
He was the puppeteer all along?
反発心が湧き上がってくるんだ。
We've heard about this guy. How he like stitched people together and turned them into puppets. Is this what he really looks like?
金をもっと払ってどうにか虫けらみたいに必死で楽に生きようとしてること自体気に食わないし、人生は本当に奇妙だ。
必死で集めた金で安全に旅するためいい席に座って時間をさまよう苦痛を受けずに済んだのに、その代わりに新しい苦痛を受けるだなんて、俺たちみたいな奴らの手にかかって死ぬんだ。いい席に座ったって理由だけで。そうそう、ひどく貧しいのに運よく景品みたいなのでいい席に座ったやつもいるだろうな。
Imagine you want a free ticket to what you assume is a first class trip, but instead it's a one-way ticket to your death.
だから選択っていうものは奇妙で巧妙なんだよな。俺は人生に選択肢なんて最初からなかったって思うんだ。誰かが意地の悪い密かないたずらをしてるんだ。見えない糸で終わらない人形遊びをしているんだろうな。じゃあ始めてみようか。軽い人形遊びを。
あいつが例の人形師か。
まるで私たちを見て喋ってるようだったわ。
He knew we were
あい
watching.
つも青い残響の連中なら何か知ってるかもな。
Yeah, so he's part of the Blue Reverbs gang. Bunch of crazies, if you ask me.
青い残響も図書館に焦点を合わせたのかしら。
そうかもな。目的はわからないけど、まともな理由じゃないだろ
う。目的なんて私たちが持ってる本でしょ。
どんな本が欲しいのかは気になるな。
それより一等席に乗った人が全員めちゃくちゃになったことを知れば、ワープ社の立場は本当に
Yeah, there
危ういこと
must
に
be
なるでしょ
some way that they can mitigate that.
そうだろうな。W 社までこの件に巻き込まれそうだ。これも青い残響の思惑通りなのか。
もしそうなら興味深いわね。
まだ会ったことないからそんなこと言えるんだよ。直接会えばあの怒り具合にはうんざりすると思うよ。
Holy crap. So I'm going to assume that the puppeteer just turned all of the first class passengers into puppets like this. I mean, look at that guy. He looked like he was screaming in agony. And I guess all they can do is creak. They can't even speak. Hey, that rhymed. Guess who cannot speak, but they always creak.
でも招待状で図書館に入場したってことは、あなたたちにも意志があるということよね。たとえ操り糸に引っ張られて動く人形だとしても。なんて言ってるのか全くわからないわね。あなたの人形師のお望み通り、本を得たいならあそこに入りなさい。
Alright everyone, so pretty much this battle is similar to the sweeper battle, where there's just loads of puppets without like any like big bad boss that you have to face at the end. So this one again, it's similar, it's quantity over quality. So we're just gonna head in, destroy them all. Yeah, so this pretty much explains like counter die. They have counter die. So pretty much what counter die is if you're not clashing with an enemy and you're like trying to one-side them, that counter die pretty much can get into the way and they can counter your attack. And if they get higher than you, they kind of counter and get a free hit on you, essentially. But the good news is these puppets aren't that strong, so yeah. Honestly, I would actually say that the puppets are weaker than the sweepers. Because the sweepers, at least, not only would they like heal themselves constantly, but they also had like 3 kind of leaders up front. The puppets don't really have that. Although I would say that the puppets cards that they have are probably stronger than the sweepers. I just think with how the sweepers are, with their healing factor, and the fact that you gotta place Lyle, Antoine, and Valerie at the end, makes them slightly more difficult. Yeah, so this battle isn't that bad. Also, I'm pretty sure that in the sweeper battle, you are only given 2 floors, while in this one you're given 3. So you should not have any issues in this floor whatsoever. Unless, like, you actively try to, like, unless you, like, actively try to get yourself killed. Alright, there we go. 1 down, 2 to go. Yeah, so there's like slight variations in the puppets, like how like this one's like a nimble puppet. But that doesn't mean much. They still go down as easy as any regular puppet. I think the only difference is this guy has access to automated movement, which is actually a really strong card and very useful. And will be very useful for us later on. So even though this floor is pretty easy, the puppet floor actually has a lot of good cards you can get. Like Gigging's a good card, automated movement, Break as well is decent. Alright, there we go. And finally, we get to the final floor of the puppets. Yeah, so the weighty puppet is obviously the strongest puppet they have, but even he's like not that bad. The best thing about him is actually his passive abilities. Yeah, so what I like to do here is I like to actually take out the puppets around the weighty puppet. Just so we can get rid of the cannon fodder, and then we can go after the weighty puppet all at once. Yeah, so it seems like the puppeteer didn't want to come to the library himself. He just sent all of the puppets that, all of the first class passengers that he turned into puppets. Yeah, so the weighty puppet 2 actually also has repressed flesh, which is also another really good card. Like, some of these, like, counter cards that we're getting at the moment are pretty good. We got, like, sharp nails, automated movement, and now repressed flesh. Most of which will probably become handy later on when I start, you know, playing around with decks and see, you know, which ones work, which ones don't. So at the moment, I'm kind of only using the decks that I know that are good and that work well. But we're probably going to come to a point where that's not going to be enough and I'm going to get stalled on a battle. And I know which battles that might happen to. And so when that happens, I might need to, like, fiddle around with decks and start, like, experimenting to see what works.
そうみたいね。本も取り出せたし。
What, so the passengers could see what was happening, but they couldn't do anything about it because they're puppets on a string?
自分の意志は正常なのに、操り糸に体を動かされているように見えたわ。彼らは完全な感覚と感情を有しながら、操られた自分の体を見ているしかなかったの。
ということは？
ええ、人形師もねじれよ。
So the puppeteer is a distortion. I'm going to assume that Elena character is also a distortion, because it seems like the blue reverberation only collects distortions as teammates.
人形はその副産物で。
Even, what was it, the Liu, I think, is also a part of the blue reverberation screw as well.
自分の解固体を作り出す幻想体もたくさん見てきたし、納得いくわね。
アホみたいに金を稼いで人形扱いされるとかな。
私は人形の気持ちがよく。
Serves them right for getting on that train while in first class, while everyone else had to suffer 2,000 years of pain.
私も同じだったから。
あの人形にも自由を与えられるのか。
But how? They're books now.
人形師を殺せば糸は解かれるでしょうけど、残るは継ぎはぎだらけの人形だけでしょうね。
It will free them from being controlled, but there will still be puppets unable to move.
その姿で生きたいかは私にもわからないけど。
そうか。やっぱり簡単に元に戻せるわけないよな。社会の会か。
Oh,
担当師匠は
we got a new librarian, Chesed.
これはコーヒーの匂いか。
Oh, is this guy a coffee nut?
こんにちは、ローラン。
Ooh, fancy.
とりあえずここに腰掛けてコーヒーでも飲んでて。
Nah, I'm good. I ain't a coffee drinker. I don't know if it's anyone else, but like with me, I can't handle hot drinks that well. I have like a very sensitive mouth, so it's like it just burns me too much. And like even hot chocolate is something I can't really drink. Like, I'm a cold drinker. I only drink that good old-fashioned cold stuff.
お、こんにちは、ケセド。こんな優しく接してくれるだなんてありがたいな。
師匠同士頑張らないとダメだろう。
どれ、 久々にちょっと飲んでみるか。これコーヒーか？
So he's a terrible coffee maker.
そんなわけないよ。確かに質のいいケニア BB
Kenya BB, I don't know what that means.
まだ図書館での物質具現化能力が完全じゃないのか。
Oh, so he has to relearn how to make coffee?
一回飲んでみろよ。
じゃあちょっと失礼。
Oh boy.
全然問題ない。かぐわしいコーヒーだけど。
Did your taste buds expire when you died in your previous life?
こんなに苦いのにこれがコーヒーだって？
もともとちょっと酸味の強いコーヒーではあるんだけどね。
はあ？本来コーヒーってのはそれなりに苦くて適当に砂糖入れて甘く飲むもんじゃないのか？
How is coffee acidic?
もしかしてローランは裏路地出身かい？
まあそんな感じだ。
やっぱり昔カーリーにコーヒー入れてあげた時と
Well, it seems like us and Carly are on the same page.
カーリーって誰だよ？
ゲブラーだよ。赤い霧。
So I believe with Chesed now unlocked, we only have 2 librarians left to unlock.
赤い霧が俺と同じ表情になったって思うと笑えるな。
Hey, at least we have something in common with her.
ああ、その時の顔はほんと見てて面白かったよ。
最初の人生の話だよな。
うん。俺たちが外角の研究室で働いてた時。
結構いい雰囲気だったみたいだな。
よかったよ。しばらくはね。
For a while, you say.
都市のどんな華やかな場所よりも外角のあのみすぼらしい研究室が俺にとっては居心地が良かったんだ。
そうしたら悲劇が急に襲いかかってきたってわけか？
急というわけじゃなかったかな。じわじわと蝕まれていったんだ。
理解できないわけじゃないよ。俺が経験したこともきっと急に襲いかかってきたわけじゃないみたいだからな。知らない間にもう蝕まれてたんだろうな。最初からしくじってたから。
俺は最初から間違ってたなんて言ってないんだけどな。
俺の場合がそうだったって話だ。とにかくコーヒーはうまいとは言えないけどありがとう。これからよろしく。
うん。時間はまだあるし、ゆっくり話していこうか。あと、カーリーもコーヒーをよく飲むようになったし、ローランもすぐ飲めるようになると思うよ。
そうなれたらいいな。
Well, Chesed is an interesting character. Let's hope he can up his coffee making skills. Alright everyone, so I see we now have to do 2 separate abnormalities. Honestly, I'm actually going to end the gameplay right here, and we're going to be handling the abnormalities, or the abnormality battles, next time. So thanks for watching everyone. Have more parts out soon. If you liked the video, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching everyone, and see ya.